It's the morning of November 7th, 1944. 12 P-38 Lightnings slice through the crisp Yugoslav sky, engines screaming in unison. Colonel Clarence Theodore Edwinson leads the flight, scanning the terrain below. Steam curls from a distant train, glinting under the sun. Not the primary target, but irresistible. "Let's go get it, boys," Edwinson commands. The Lightnings dive, rifles and cannons ready, and unleash a torrent of fire, tearing the locomotive apart, steam hissing violently. German flak bursts from hidden positions, black smoke blooming like deadly flowers around the American squadron. Shrapnel tears at the P-38's thin skins. "Everyone, get low," Edwinson shouts. The squadron dives toward the forested valley to escape, but one plane is struck directly. The pilot screams over the radio, "I'm hit! I'm going down!" Edwinson scans desperately, but sees only a fireball slamming into a hillside. Silence fills the airwaves. Broken only by fury and fear, anger and determination grip Edwinson's heart. Below, a vast valley stretches, revealing what appears to be the target airfield. Convoys of trucks and tanks rumble north toward Belgrade, marching under the assumption of safety. Blue flight locks on the convoy. Red and yellow are tasked with the airfield. The Americans fail to recognize their enemies are actually celebrating Soviet soldiers, waving flags proudly for the October Revolution. Mistaken identity seals fate. The Lightnings dive without hesitation. Soldiers cheer one moment, panic the next, as bullets tear through vehicles and men alike. Explosions shatter the celebration, smoke rising in thick plumes. At the airfield, lookouts spot the incoming swarm. "Man the guns," commands crackle over the intercom. Anti-aircraft fire erupts with a furious roar. Tracers streak into the sky, aiming at the oncoming P-38s. The Americans, convinced they are attacking Germans, remain relentless. Edwinson's flight barrels toward what they think is a Luftwaffe airfield, ignoring the deadly hail of fire. 20mm shells and .50 caliber rounds rip through the parked aircraft, flames licking the tarmac. One Lightning struggles to follow orders. Second Lieutenant Eldon Colson fights for control as damage cripples his plane. Anti-aircraft fire hammers him, wings tearing, controls failing. The P-38 crashes, erupting in a ball of fire. Edwinson feels the sting of loss once more. The squadron regroups, pushing for altitude to attack again. Anti-aircraft fire continues unabated, aimed at what Americans perceive as enemy FW-189s. Red Army pilots scramble into the air, Yak-9s lifting from the runway. Lieutenant Krivonogik and Junior Lieutenant Shapulia race to intercept, skimming treetops with adrenaline pumping. The Americans dive on the remaining Soviet planes, bullets and shells ripping through fuselages. One Yak is destroyed, others are crippled, forced into evasive maneuvers. In a desperate gamble, Shapulia fires at a P-38, scoring hits but unable to down it immediately. Another American Lightning stalls and returns fire, igniting a blaze. Pilot Philip Brewer is trapped, his aircraft spinning violently, crashing kilometers from the airfield. Edwinson watches the destruction, realizing the fight is far fiercer than anticipated. His squadron, outnumbered and under fire, circles defensively. Gunfire flashing across the sky as chaos reigns below. Krivonogik and Shapulia fight with precision and courage, isolating themselves from the main battle to survive. They climb vertically, dodging tracer fire and enemy rounds. The first aerial clash between American and Soviet fighters unfolds with heart-stopping intensity. Shapulia maneuvers desperately, P-38s swarming around him. Every twist, every dive, becomes a life-or-death decision. The Soviets' skill and desperation keep them alive amidst a storm of lead, fire, and smoke. Suddenly, reinforcements arrive. More Soviet Yak-3s roar toward the embattled airfield. Captain Alexander Koldunov takes charge, responding to frantic calls from ground forces. He approaches at full throttle, scanning the carnage below. Recognizing the unmistakable silhouette of American P-38s, he realizes the tragic mistake. "We are allies," he shouts over the radio, wings wagging in desperate hope.
But the Americans, blinded by battle, continue their assault, unheeding the warning. Koldunov maneuvers alongside Edwinson, struggling to signal the truth. Edwinson's eyes widen as he sees the red stars on every plane surrounding him. A cold dread runs through him. Holy shit, cease fire, cease fire. They are Soviets, everyone back to base, now. The order ripples through the formation. P-38s peel away, retreating west, chased lightly by the recovering Yaks, one by one.
Soviet pilots turned back, ending the horrific encounter, leaving destruction and confusion in their wake. The aftermath leaves scars on both sides. Fires smolder across the valley, wrecked vehicles litter the roads, and shattered aircraft litter the tarmac. Reports of casualties flood both command centers. An official U.S. letter attempts to explain the misidentification, detailing the tragic chain of errors. Soviet accounts, partially embellished, emerge over the years.
Yet many believe the full story remains classified, a secret of the skies preserved for decades, a reminder of the fog of war. Edwinson's squadron returns to base, haunted by what they've done. Faces of fallen comrades and innocent allies linger in memory. The horrors of friendly fire weigh heavily. Pilots speak little of the incident, the air thick with unspoken regret. Yet courage, skill, and split-second decisions continue to define them. Each mission carries risk.
Each miscalculation, a potential disaster. War's chaos leaves no room for error, only survival and hope. Meanwhile, Soviet forces rebuild. The airfield repairs, wounded soldiers recover, and Yak squadrons return to readiness. Heroism and tragedy blend into history, a reminder of bravery and human error. Koldunov and Shipulya, though battered, survive to tell the tale, ensuring the story of their courage endures. Across the skies and valleys, the echoes of engines, gunfire,
and explosions linger in memory, a chilling testament to the perils of mistaken identity in the theater of war. Today, the valley remains peaceful, but the ghosts of that fateful day linger. Historians, pilots, and enthusiasts study the incident, piecing together accounts from both sides. The story of November 7, 1944 becomes a lesson in caution, the limits of intelligence, and the tragedy of error. Even decades later, the skies of Yugoslavia whisper tales of valor, confusion,
and the fragile boundary between friend and foe in aerial warfare. And just beyond this historic battlefield, another story unfolds. 55 years later, the first stealth plane, the Nighthawk, will meet its fate nearby. History has a way of repeating itself, of teaching lessons in courage, precision, and humility. From steam trains to modern jets, the skies tell stories of bravery, misjudgment, and the human element in war. Every mission, every flight,
holds the weight of countless lives, a reminder to respect the past. If you've been riveted by this tale of aerial chaos and human error, don't miss out on more incredible historical stories. Hit that subscribe button now and join us as we explore untold WW2 missions, secret operations, and breathtaking air battles. From P-38 Lightnings to stealth jets, we bring history alive in every frame. Subscribe, stay informed, and never miss a moment of history coming to life right before your eyes.